When people talk about the 2015 D Saratoga Quarter being worth an unbelievable $55,000, that sounds dramatic. But if you look at real data and actual sales, the truth is very different and worth exploring. This story starts in Denver, where hundreds of millions of these quarters were minted. In fact, the 2015 D Saratoga Quarter was the fifth and final design released in the America the Beautiful Asterisk series that year, with more than 215 million coins struck at the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 223 million of the same design, and even the San Francisco Mint made more than 1 million proof versions with numbers that high. It's clear right away that none of these coins are rare. First, think about how coins work. These Saratoga quarters were designed to circulate. Most of them served as everyday money and ended up in pockets, drawers, and cash registers, and many eventually got turned in or swapped. With that kind of supply, it's extremely unlikely for a single coin to be so extraordinarily valuable unless something really unusual is happening. Now, how much are they actually worth? In everyday, circulated condition, these coins are simply worth their face value, 25 cents. That's what happens when a coin has been used and isn't especially clean or crisp. Even in higher grades, the numbers stay modest. If a coin is uncirculated and graded as MS60 or MS63, the value climbs but still stays under a couple of dollars. Around 75 cents to $1 go up to MS65, and you might see $1 or a bit more. A broader look at marketplace estimates tells the same story. CoinTrackers lists values from 35 cents in regular condition to as much as $2.27 for top mint state versions. USA Coin Book gives a similar range, 59 cents to $1.20 for high mint state specimens. In rare cases where a coin is certified by grading companies and perfectly preserved, you might see prices up to maybe $2 or so, but that's really the top end. If you look at PCGS records, you'll find that a 2015 D Saratoga graded MS67 Plus actually sold for around $300 on eBay in October 2021. That is a big outlier, an extremely well-preserved coin with expert grading. But even that high number is nowhere near $55,000, and such a specimen is far from typical. Let's not forget other mint marks and proof versions. The San Francisco proof coins, both the regular proof and the 90% silver proof, do bring a little more attention and value from collectors. According to CoinTrackers, the S-minted proofs are worth between 75 cents and about $8. That's a bigger jump, especially if the coin is a silver proof, but still nothing blockbuster. CoinAppraiser reports similar numbers, proofs in the $5 to $10 range. You might wonder if there are mint errors on the Saratoga Quarter that could explain huge value. It turns out, there are very few verified, impactful errors. Most so-called errors that people notice, like misaligned designs, double die effects, or weird sword detail, often turn out to be just post-mint damage or minor imperfections. As one collector on Reddit put it when asking about a crooked date, "Sadly, most errors are too common or slight to be worth anything." Another user described a damaged sword detail, and someone replied, "It's not an error, it's just damage." Reddit 9, that kind of theme runs through most comments. The coin looks odd, but it's usually wear or handling, not something that adds major value. People also report coins that look strange, thicker than normal, with smooth or no ridges. Collectors often call these dryer coins, meaning they got tossed around in a dryer or machinery and got damaged. Definitely not an error that brings serious premium. What sometimes looks rare is usually just a quirk of wear or damage. Occasionally you'll see listings for error bags, like a mint bag labeled for dollars but containing quarters, but those are novelty items for collectors. They're interesting, but that kind of packaging mix-up sells maybe for a bit more than face value, not tens of thousands. Still, some sources quote values up to $300 for Saratoga quarters in rare listings. 12 These tend to be either PCGS price guide estimates or unusual eBay listings. Even there, the high end for uncirculated examples hits around $300, not $55,000. So where did the $55,000 figure come from? It could be a mix-up with a more famous rare coin. There are quarters from other years, like early Washington quarters 1932s or Barber quarters that really can fetch tens of thousands in top condition. But that's a very different series, with very low mintage and high collector demand. Mixing that up with a modern 2015 quarter is a big leap. Another possibility is a rumor run wild online, or a seller exaggerating a listing to grab attention. Listings without certification or supporting evidence shouldn't be taken at face value. Ultimately, the 2015 D Saratoga Quarter is historically meaningful. It marks a key moment in the Revolutionary War, with Burgoyne's surrender and French recognition of American independence, but monetarily, it's pretty accessible. It's a coin that tells an important story and is enjoyable to collect, but in terms of value, it's generally worth between 25 cents and a few dollars. The proof and high-grade versions can go up to $10 or maybe a few hundred in extraordinary cases. That $55000 idea? Not grounded in any credible sales or grading record, just not realistic. In short, if you have one of these quarters, you've got a great little piece of history in your hand, not a gold mine. But that's part of the fun of collecting, discovering the stories behind everyday coins and learning what truly makes one rare.